Well, hey everybody, it's 6:27 a.m. and we're got a Doordash for $21.75. We're going to be driving 5.4 miles and we're shopping for 12 items at Albertsons. So let's get over there and start shopping. Well, I turned the app on at 5:45 a.m. So it's been almost 45 minutes when I got this offer, and all the offers I got earlier, I think I got a total of 2 in the previous 45 minutes that I was waiting for something good to come in. And so obviously, since the other 2 were so horrible that I didn't take them, and so this was the first one that finally came in that was good. So I was like, well, okay, it's time to get out there and hit the road. And I noticed that I'm not hitting my metrics as far as my goal for, the amount of money I want to make. Not that I have a specific goal, it's just a general feeling. I'm averaging probably about, I would say about $50 a day is what I'm averaging. That's like 50% less than what I was making before I started making the YouTube videos. So I was not happy about that. I was like, well, this isn't good. I'm like, that's a 50% reduction, and I can't be dealing with that all year long. So I'm just trying to think, well, if this slow period is going to continue like it has been, then I'm going to need to start setting some type of metric that makes it, so that I continue to hit a reasonable amount of money per day on average. So I think what my average should be is probably more in line of about $75 a day. That seems right. Since what I was doing before was $100 a day, and I'm doing 50, somewhere in between sounds like that would be right. I just got to I'm trying to still figure out what's the best thing to do, because I don't want to change my rate, because then that would mean that I would put more miles on the car to dollars. So the only other option is to not work longer, but be online longer. So instead of going from 6 to 11, I should probably start stacking up. I should probably go from 6 to 12 and then see how that goes, and see at what rate does my income that I generate increase as I scale up. So today, I guess I'll try it for today. Today I'll work till noon today. And when I say work, I mean just the app is on. It doesn't mean I'm actually working. It just means the app is on and I'm letting offers come in for me to look at. Which of course just means that I have to sort of still be in the work mindset, which, that's an effort in itself to have to do it. But, you got to do what you got to do. Not that I have to. But I don't like that I'm making less. That's all it is. It's just it's not that, like I'm really concerned about it. It's more just a personal thing. It's more like I'm just mad. I'm like, oh man, look how much less I'm making. I want to make some more. I want to make what I was making before. So that's more so what it is. It's not serious, anybody. You don't have to worry. Nobody out there worry about me like, oh no, he's gonna be homeless. He's gonna be destitute. He's not hitting his goals. No, I'll be all right, everybody. We're getting close to Albertsons. Let me get ready here, because I know you guys like to see the shopping list. Let me hit the screen recorder. Hopefully this light stays red so I can do it safely. All right. Putting it up. We're getting some Oreo snack cookies, Hot Pockets, Eggos, some strawberry shortcake ice cream, some Goldfish, 2 cases of water, Lunchables, Dunkin' iced coffee, and then some kind of signature cafe sandwich wrap chicken Caesar, whatever the hell that is. They look like some kind of chicken wraps is what they look like. They're probably in the deli section. All right, well, that looks like it. Let's get on in there and shop. Got everything. I don't think we had any problems. I think everything flowed fairly smoothly. The only thing that was different was the scan and pay that they have now, where I didn't have to use the red card, which was nice. And they got the whole system set up down now where you just scan one item and then you scan the barcode on your phone for the scan and pay, and that's it, and everything's paid for. So I like that. I really like that feature. So it made things definitely easier to do in the checkout process. So that was all good. And now we're traveling 4 minutes away, 1.8 miles. It looks like it's a house. Leave it at my door. Please text and drop off. Thank you. Okay, let's head on down. I noticed this morning I have more tightness in my chest. So I was like thinking maybe that's from the sinus issues that I'm still continuing to have. Although not as bad. I've been tracking how many times I've been blowing my nose, and it is becoming less frequent. So that is good news. Like 80% less. So whatever's happening is obviously getting better. So I'm glad about that. I've had no tooth pain. I know you guys aren't my doctors, but I like to tell you guys a little bit about what's happening. So I've had no tooth pain. I'm blowing my nose a lot less, which I'm very happy about. And and I'm sleeping just fine. So sometimes you get a little bit more weird things that'll happen. Maybe, you slept wrong, or sometimes it's just, because the temperature is changing, it's getting warmer. So you'll have a few things that are, your body is adjusting to. So I'm not particularly concerned at the moment about whatever symptoms I'm having at the moment. That's why I was like, if I felt too bizarre or too weird, I would just not even work today. But I feel very functional. I feel like, well, I can do this job. So I'm like, I might as well just go out. That's how I always base my how I'm gonna attack my day. Like if I feel like I'm coming down with something, I won't go out. I'll just be like, I'm just gonna stay home. So I do take care of myself in that regards. But sometimes you get just weird things and they just go on and on, like this stupid sinus thing. So you just, in your mind, you're just like, well, just keep going. Just keep going, because it's not getting any better. It's not getting any worse. The house is coming up on the left. Let's see here. I'm looking. Hang on, everybody. I'm looking. Oh, here it is. I see it. All right, I'm turning around. Hang on, everybody. We're turning around. We're going to drop this crap off. Oh, look at all the stairs. Oh, joy. deliver. Ah. Excuse me. Woo. Doordash, $3 for 1 mile. No, thank you. Goodbye. All right, I guess I'll take, what street is this? I guess I'll go this way, I guess. I guess this is the best way to go. I suppose. If I had to guess, I would say go this way. Oh, see, now I'm winded because of the tightness in the chest. Let's see, I guess I'll just keep going straight down this way yonder. Somebody in the comments said that I show, when I go into the community, I show the houses, and it seems a little long when I'm showing the neighborhoods. So now I'm doing an experiment where I don't really show much of the neighborhoods. I just kind of keep it on me. Maybe that is my, I don't know. If the neighborhood's pretty, then I'll throw the camera around. But that was not a pretty neighborhood. That was kind of an ugly neighborhood, or average. It wasn't ugly. It was just average. So I was like, why bother showing it? And then you do get to see the house when I'm delivering. So that is true. So I said, well, I'll just keep the camera on me. I've got the gift for gab, so I can surely chat about something interesting at some point in time. Oh, did I turn on UberEats? That's what I forgot to do. See what I mean with this breathing issue or this tightness in the chest? I'm forgetting all of my routines, like turning on the app so we can actually get work. Whoops. It happens. So that last one was a good one. I don't know exactly how long it took us to complete that one. My guess would be about 30 minutes is my guess. But you guys can see it above the dollar amount under active time. It'll probably say 0.5 below me. So that was pretty good. That comes out to over $40 an hour. Now, if we were only able to get $20 offers nonstop, we would be in good shape. We could end our day real early and be able to just relax and enjoy ourselves. But that's not the case. That is not meant to be. Now we'll probably get nothing all the way back home. And that's why we're going to have to keep the app running probably until, well, I said until noon today. But we'll see. Maybe I'll go until 1. Maybe I'll go until 2. Maybe I'll go until I go to bed tonight. Maybe we'll keep it on all the way until about 9 p.m. You'll see us with flashlights wandering through apartment complexes. That would be interesting. I'm sure you guys would love to see all that stuff. You'd be like, this is the craziest delivery driver we've ever seen. He just works from the time the sun rises until late into the night. And he just lives for delivering. Yeah, that ain't happening. That is not happening. I need my sleep. And I got all kinds of other stuff to do. This is only part of my day. I got so many other things to do beyond YouTube and delivering stuff. So there is just no way. There is absolutely zero. There's a 0.0000000 chance. Why even add the zeros? You know what zero means. It means we're not doing it. Because that's ridiculous. Especially for somebody my age. If I was young, if I was like in my 20s or 30s, I would be like, oh, hell yeah, I'll go 24 hours. Because, you know, when you're young, you can bounce back. You can wreck your body all day long. And then the next morning you feel fine. But when you get older, everything's not working the same. So you get whatever happens to you on the previous day, when you wake up the next morning, your body feels it, and it feels it for a long time. It doesn't go away. Just like with illness, you know, when I used to catch a cold when I was young, I might have been sick for a few days, then I felt 100% as soon as it was gone. And it's not like that anymore. Now the illnesses, they tend to linger. They sit inside of you. You can still feel them like under the surface, not fully killed off by your elderly immune system. Your old immune system could only keep the illness at bay so that you can still function, but it doesn't completely seem to kill it off. It takes much longer. So you've got to really watch out, and you got to watch your diet more. You can't eat all that delicious junk food that you used to eat. We used to eat donuts like every week. We'd be chomping on donuts and pizza and ice cream and cake. You can't do that anymore. Your body will not allow it. Uber Eats, $3.05 for 4.8 miles. No, get out of here. Yeah. For those of you who are around my age, you guys know how sad it is. It's a sad situation to be old and not be able to act like you're young. It's all in the past. But I appreciate the benefits of being older. There is a lot more maturity that comes from being older, so you don't get as stressed out as you were when you were younger. I used to get so stressed out when I was younger about all kinds of stupid things. So I'm so glad that is behind me. The level of anxiety that you experience when you're younger is about 10 times higher than when you're older. When you're older, you start not to care about nothing. You're just like, well, whatever. And half the time your brain doesn't remember what happened anyway. So that's another reason why your brain just lets stuff go. I could be in a car accident right now, and next week I'll be like, well, whatever. Because the brain just doesn't hold on like it does when you're young. When you're young, I think the brain is in the stage where it's trying to absorb all kinds of information, because the brain's so healthy. So it's just sucking stuff in like crazy and analyzing it and trying to learn from it, because that's what it is to be young. You're learning. But that, of course, comes with a lot of stress, because then the brain keeps cycling thoughts over and over again and makes you cuckoo. You're like, why is that girl always talking about me? Or why does this person always give me a dirty look every time I see them? And then when you're older, you don't even care. You're like, well, whatever. You barely even notice. You're like, oh, did someone give me a dirty look? Or, oh, are you talking about me? Oh, whatever. I could care less. Talk all you want. It's a totally different world. But if you make it to my age, you'll find out all about it, and you'll just be like, wow, I can't believe it, he was right. And you care less about what you look like. You're not as involved with like, oh, I'm too fat, I'm too thin, all that stuff. That starts to melt away. You're just kind of grateful to still be alive and kicking. And I think when you're older, your biggest fear next is just you're constantly worried about losing your ability to walk. You're worried about your mobility. You're worried about staying continent, so you can go to the bathroom and without, going in your pants. You're worried about losing your mind, about getting dementia and not knowing who you are. And all kinds of other things that are much more important. They're about functionality than they are about aesthetics and popularity. All right, well, we're almost back at the home base, and just like I thought, we didn't get nothing. So, all right, well, stay tuned. Well, we got multiple deliveries from Doordash, but Doordash today, for whatever reason, the audio isn't working. So I didn't hear the offers that came in. Oh, here comes one, and it made a sound this time. $8.75 for 7.1 miles. That's not going to work. Goodbye. Yeah, we missed some stuff. And then the DoorDash automatically paused the dash. And I was so busy gabbing, I didn't realize it was paused. Because I had UberEats in the foreground, so I didn't see it. $6.50 for 4.4 miles. Nope, that ain't going to work either. That was close. But no cigar. All right, well, we'll just keep waiting. All right, folks. Well, we got our next one. I almost made it back home, and well, I didn't. So we're on our way next to the next one, and we're going to be getting some donuts at Pink Box. Let me tell you how much we're getting. $8.50 for 4.1 miles. Let's head on over to Pink Box. All right, we're here in the shopping center for Pink Box. So in just a little bit. Oh, I gotta click on arrived at the store. Don't forget, when you're doing this job, especially with DoorDash, you've got to hit that arrive at store as soon as possible, even if you're not at the store yet, because it affects your on-timeliness. They're very strict when it comes to being on time. Unlike with Uber Eats, they just automatically just say, "Oh, you're here," but with the DoorDash, you have to manually say you're there. If you forget, you'll get in trouble. They'll say, "Oh, you haven't," even though you're physically at the store. It doesn't mark you as being at the store. So you've got to really hit that button right away. All right, we're here. Great. Now my car is saying that the battery on my key fob is running low and to replace it, which is so fantastic because it's so busy now. We just got an order added on, and it's $10 for 1.5 miles to go to Munchbox. So, well, heck, we better head on over to Munchbox. That's next. Hi. All right, we got the Munchbox in the car, and we are on our way. 0.8 miles to drop off the Munchbox. It's a house. It's a leave at the door. We are in good shape, everybody. We're making some good money this morning. How long it's gonna last, I can't tell you. I don't know. It could be going like this all day, or this could be the last of it, and we'll be saying goodbye. Being like, well, that's it. We didn't get anything else for the rest of the day. And that's just how this job is. You just don't know. So we'll just have to keep our fingers crossed that we get lots and lots of orders today, and we make so much money that we can just take a bath in it. It's so much money. We can take a bath in champagne. That's what we'll do. We'll buy bottles of champagne. It's like you just don't know what this job's gonna bring every day. You know you're not gonna be a millionaire doing this job. I can tell you that much. Then turn right on Double. But maybe you'll have a little extra spending money where you can get yourself like a hot fudge sundae at McDonald's, or maybe if you make enough extra money, you can buy you can like buy a supersized version of whatever you normally get at a fast food restaurant. You could upsize and get the extra large fries and the extra large drink. Yep, that's about all you can hope to get in this job. Is this guy even looking when I'm going? Jeez, he was just gonna keep on driving. Sometimes these people come out of the driveway and they don't even look. All right, I think it's this house on the right. Yes, this one. Let's drop off this Munchbox and get to delivering that pink box order next. All right, we have a successful delivery there. And now we're on our way to drop off the pink box 9 minutes from here, 3.1 miles. Let's go drop it off. Got to read you guys the drop-off instructions when I picked up that Munchbox, because the delivery was so close. And there was a guy next to me in a giant black truck that pulled in next to me, and it was throwing me off for planning my departure from Munchbox. So that threw me. But so when I was at the drop-off for the Munchbox delivery that I just did, I wasn't sure if they wanted me to ring the bell or knock, or what the instructions were. So I had to actually back out of the app to get to the menu that tells me what their special instructions were. And so it was like delaying me. I was like, oh, and then all of a sudden I got another request that came in, and I was like, I got too much too many orders already, and I was like, I don't want to deal with this. I'm delivering, so I had to cancel that out. And I'm sure the people inside were wondering what's taking this guy so long to walk away so they can open the door and grab their food. But I saw their instructions, and there was nothing in there. It was the usual. It was the leave it at the door. Don't ring or knock. It disturbs the dogs, or something to that effect that it said. So we were fine. Oh, and what are the special instructions for this one? We're going to an apartment, and it's a leave at my door, and they gave us a building number, but of course they gave us no gate code, of course. So yeah, so that was that one. And now my mind, of course, is worried that we're not going to be able to drive the car because we're getting a warning that the key fob battery is low. And so you know what that means. It means the car will start to not sense the key fob. But I think I did some research on the internet, and they said that even if the battery were to completely die, there's a key inside the key fob that you can use to open the door to get into your car. And then you just hold the key fob up against the start button, and then you press start and it will go. And I don't know exactly why that works, because I thought if the battery was dead, it wouldn't do anything at all. But apparently there's something where as long as it's almost touching, it will do something. I don't know what. It'll work, in other words. So we're not going to get stranded. So let's not stress about getting stranded anywhere because the key fob battery is about to die. I mean, it's not as serious as that one time we were driving, and we thought, and the tire pressure warning light came on, and we thought for sure we were going to get a flat tire and be stranded somewhere. It ain't that serious. So we're going to be okay. Well, now we got another problem. I just used the last tissue in my box of Kleenex. So now I'm going to get all yucky. Oh, well. That's Murphy for you. Stuff's always going to happen. I can't believe it. They should have a warning light that comes on the box of tissues when it's almost out, so that way you know to replace it. Like the tissue should slowly change color until they turn red, and the last one will be like a reddish colored tissue. Wouldn't that be a great idea? That's a great idea, Kleenex. Color code your tissues so they go from white and they slowly start changing color, and then people will know when it's time to put a spare tissue box in the car. Look at us. We're coming up with all these great ideas every day. I just realized why the person didn't give me a gate code. It's because this particular complex, the gate's always open. I don't know when they ever close it, but every time I've ever gone, it's always been open. And it's a very confusing complex because it's so large. It's a very large apartment complex, and the apartment numbers don't match up to the building numbers. So like, let's suppose this person's apartment number was 1011. So you would think that's either going to be building 1 or building 10, right? No, it would be like building 47. That's how wacky their setup is for their building numbers. And the place is so huge that if you didn't map out the complex, you would never be able to find it unless they dropped a pin on the map, which a lot of times they drop the pin wrong. So I've learned over the years to map out all the neighborhood apartment complexes on Google Maps. So all I do is I go to my Google Maps, and it, boom, right there are all my labels of all the apartment building numbers, and I just tap on the building number and off I go, and I drive right to that building number. No problem. And that really saves you, especially late at night. Oh man, let me tell you, if you work in the dark, in the wintertime I work in the dark early in the morning all the time. And man, without that Google Maps to save me, I would be stuck for an extremely long amount of time trying to get these deliveries done. So yeah, I have to say that Google Maps, when they invented that labels feature in Google Maps, that really saved me a lot of time. So for you delivery people who haven't figured that out yet, Oh, use your Google Maps. It makes a big, big difference. No joke. Wait, am I here already? Is this it? No, it's the next one. It's the next one. All right, what building number am I looking for? Okay, I know the building number. I don't like to announce the building number. I don't know why. I always try to maintain as much privacy as I can for the customer, as much as possible. I do like to read the delivery instructions because they're funny. Sometimes they'll write the most comical things in there that just give me a laugh. So I'm like, well, I know people that are watching would think it's funny too. The silly things that people put in the special instructions, and so that's why I read them. Sometimes they'll say stuff like, get me extra hot sauce, and it's like, I can't give you extra hot sauce. I've already left the restaurant. So it's just ridiculous. Well, let's see here. I'm starting to worry that they didn't put the right marker because I don't think this number is going to line up with the apartment number. It says it's this building here on the right. I've got to look to see if this is the right building number.
Following instructions.
It is.
Building 15.
It is. Oh, look, you already heard the building number. This is the right building. All right, they did it right. Let's go drop it off. We dropped it off, but you saw we had to dance around the building. $5.25 for 10 miles. Get the hell out of here. Yeah, we blew it. We blew it in the efficiency of the drop off on that one. It was the pin that they dropped made it so they seemed like they were on the right side of the building. And so I had to go that way because the pin that they dropped made it appear that way. So so I did, unfortunately. It's like if the person is right on the building, then I follow their pin exactly. But if their pin is off, then I don't, and I always go around the building clockwise from left to right. Look at all the strategies that I have to use to do this stupid job. It's ridiculous. So since they correctly selected their building number, I thought, well, surely they specifically targeted what part of the building their apartment door was on. That's what you would assume. You have no choice. You've got to assume it because they got it right. It's like you got your building right. Well, surely you got what part of the building your apartment was on. And of course they didn't. And I took the longest way possible around the building, as you guys all witnessed, because I took you along that journey with me. And I hope you didn't experience as much pain as I did. Let's see. We've got a two orders to do, it looks like, at Doordash. I think I'm gonna have to make a left coming up. I've accepted it. I didn't tell you exactly what it was. Let's hit the directions. All right, we're on our way, but hold on, I didn't tell you what it was. I'm trying to do 10 different things at once, so give me a second here. Give me a second to get myself situated. $22.75. We're gonna be driving 8.2 miles. We're going to Vons. We're shopping for 2 orders, 18 items. That is all. Let's go down and get it. We have good news, everybody. It looks like I'm gonna make enough money where I won't have to work past 11 o'clock, just based on how busy it's been. I think if I do the math correctly, it looks like we're getting close, if we haven't already gotten to $60 already, and it's only 7:30 a.m. It is extremely early. So I think we're in good shape. I don't think there's any possibility that we're gonna be working past 11 a.m. So yay! I'm ecstatic about that. Let's get over to Vons. Video that I made yesterday, I think it was called about not easy. I think that was the main headline, not easy. $10 shopping, easy $10 shopping, not so easy, or something like that. So that was the previous episode of this episode's number. And I did a different routine yesterday where instead of me working on the video immediately after I finished delivering stuff, I decided I needed to start exercising. So I started walking on the treadmill right after I finished delivering. So that way it would be better for my health. You know what I mean? Because my health should be the priority, not this stupid job. And so I was on the treadmill for about a half an hour. And when I got off the treadmill and was ready to work on the video, I don't know what happened, but I made so many mistakes in editing the video, it wasn't even funny. And I still left some of the mistakes in. I'll leave them as Easter eggs for you to find if you want to watch the previous episode, if you haven't seen it yet. But there were so many mistakes that there were some points in the video where the video was sideways. And I was like, oh no, not again. So I had to, and then there were some where things were upside down. I was like in a Starbucks and everything was flipped upside down. So I had to go into the editor of YouTube and just delete those scenes because the process to re-render and re-upload was just going to be too time consuming. So I just took them out. So there's some missing footage in yesterday's video, but it's not a significant amount of footage. It's probably a grand total of probably about 45 seconds. Not even a minute of video was really removed. So it was totally fine. That's why I really was like, nah, there's no reason to re-render and upload, because the amount of time that I'm removing and the situations that occurred at those moments were not critical. Not that anything in my videos are really critical. It's just us hanging out, talking about a lot of baloney. So, but yeah. So I think it had something to do with when I exercised, it put my mind into such a relaxed state that when I started to work on the video, I just was not very focused. But I don't think there's a solution to that, because I've got to start putting walking on the treadmill back higher up on my list of priorities, because it's this job, although it does give me exercise for strength, I notice, because I have to lift heavy things. Cardiovascular wise, I don't really do as much stair climbing as it would seem. Like if you watch my videos, for the most part, I just go up a few steps to a house, or maybe once or twice in the video, I'll go up a flight of stairs to an apartment and then back down. And that's not a significant enough of raising my heartbeat level to really be significant for health benefits. So I really need to be consistently on a treadmill for about 30 minutes every day to really get the benefits of what I want to do as far as my cardiovascular health. So yeah, so I'm gonna just keep doing that. As soon as I'm finished delivering today, I'm just gonna get on the treadmill for 30 minutes, and hopefully I don't make more mistakes with the video. It does help that after I make my video, before it's released to the general public, I watch it. I make sure I put it on my big screen TV, and I just sit there and I watch the whole thing. So I'm trying to see if there's anything that's like a glaring mistake. So yeah. So take a look at the previous video and you'll see it. I mean, you won't see it, but there's still some things in there that are wrong. Like there's some scenes where it looks like I'm on the wrong side of the car. So instead of me being on the driver's side, it looks like I'm on the passenger side, and then I pop back over. But that's not that critical. That's like something that is like nothing that for the average person they would be like, oh no, this is really, really bad or really wrong. So it's all good. Okay, we're almost at Vaughn's. All right, we're getting close enough to Vaughn's where I'll be able to activate the shopping list. So let me get that going here in a second. I'm trying to safely turn into the parking lot and not crush anybody's life out of existence. We're getting 1 case of water. I see that right away. Some potatoes, some salt, some ketchup. Let's see. We're getting some, looks like paper towels maybe, or napkins or something. Gallon of milk. Some pork shoulder. I'm sure that's going to be in stock. Not. some type of red potatoes, the bell peppers, they always have those, more produce, some parsley, and some savory butter rolls, everybody. All right, let's get in there. Hey guys, I'm back from doing my grocery shopping and we're having some major technical difficulties. We can't get into the Doordash app and we have 2 loads of groceries in the car. So I'm not exactly sure what we're going to do in this particular situation. My best guess would be to just start driving and hope we get something that changes. But in the meantime, I'm not exactly sure where we're even going. Since we're not in the app, we cannot ascertain where we're supposed to go. So all I can do, I think that I need to head east. That's all I know. That's the general gist of what I know, is that I've got to head east. So yeah, so it looks like I'll head towards the east and hopefully we get a signal very soon, or we get at least at the point where we're logged into Doordash, because we don't know where we're going. We have no address, we have nothing. All we have are groceries in the car, and that is all, and there's nothing else we could do. What else I've already tried restarting the phone. That didn't do anything. And right now it just says starting on the app. I've closed it multiple times. That doesn't seem to do anything. It just says starting. So yeah, we're stumped for the moment, folks. So if we can't get in the app, we can't even contact the support to tell them what is happening. So yeah, this is a first. I've never had this happen before, and especially in such a stressful situation where you have perishable items of 2 customers loaded into the car. So yeah, this is turning into not a good day. This is turning into what I would call a lousy day. So I'm gonna have to I'm almost reaching the street that I believe that one of the customers is on, but I don't know which direction to go. So I'm probably just gonna make a right here coming up and then park somewhere and hope that eventually Doordash lets me back in so that I can start taking care of delivering this stuff. That's all I can hope to do. Well, stay tuned, everyone. Alright, well, good news. We are back in the app. We were stuck here for about 5 minutes trying to deal with the issue, but the issue is resolved. So it started over. It wanted me to start shopping the entire order all over again. So thankfully that didn't happen. I was able to get past that situation. So we're back on the road again. 1 minute, 0.4 miles. They gave me a building number, and it's a contactless delivery, and that's about it. So we're on our way. Let's go. Oh man, this is not easy. All right, we found that apartment. This delivery is from hell, let me tell you. This is a level 10 situation of difficulty. No joke. This one's gonna take us for sure over an hour to complete. It's got to. I feel like I have just been living in this delivery all day. Next delivery It's going to be 6 minutes away, 2.1 miles. It's an apartment. It's a hand it to me. This person was really insane. She was really holding me up inside the grocery store. She was just like, make sure nothing's expired and take pictures. I want to see what you're shopping for. I was so ready to unassign her from the list. It wasn't even funny. But I was like, you know what? Just get it done and not stress about it. I was like, just get it done. And man, it was dragging. And then they didn't have the kind of country style ribs that she wanted. And she's switching to different things. She's like, how about the beef ribs, and take pictures and show me what the ribs look like. And oh man, it was ridiculous. So the irony is that the ribs she finally got and I took a picture of, and she finally approved after 3 different kinds of ribs. It turned out that the package at the very end, the plastic isn't completely covering the ribs, but it was the last one. So I'm like, well, let me just stuff it in the bag so she doesn't see that the ribs are partially dried out and exposed, because it's the only one. And I'm like, she's already taken up so much of my time selecting through all these things that it was just like, I gotta go. I'm like, not only did I have this order to deal with, I had to go back into the store and pick up the other one, because it wasn't a shop. It was a, just pick it up from the person and they give it to you. So I don't know. I'm just glad at least it's a Doordash. So it's just, the tip's gonna go through no problem. It's guaranteed, so everything's gonna be fine. Maybe I'll get a low rating from her and it'll ruin my 4.99 rating, but I don't really care about that. I was just more concerned about the time it was just eating up in there, and just raising my stress level, because this person was being so picky and paranoid. I guess they had a bad experience in the past where they got a lot of expired items, so they were not happy about it. So I don't know if they really avoided anything by being that way, because it just made it more stressful for me, and created that situation where they ended up with a package of ribs that are partially dried out. I think there's like maybe 2 ribs that are dried out of a pack of about maybe 16 or 18 are in there. I don't know. But I was really losing my cool. And I don't normally lose my cool. So, and then to top it off, to have the app suddenly break down on you and you cannot do anything. Boy, this went from a normal delivery to a level 10 emergency. But I don't think there was anything I could have done to have prevented what had occurred. There was really no workaround. I just had to press through it and get it done. And then as soon as I hand this to this customer, then I can finally just relax and just move on to the next one, because she's got, and her order's big too. She's got a huge case of water, and it's a handed to me. I'm like, oh Lord, why me? I got to make sure I give her, the last thing I give her is the package of ribs, so that way she doesn't inspect it and cause me misery. God, I can't believe my luck. I can't believe I put in all that effort to try to work with the customer to get them what they wanted, only to find out when I'm checking out after all that time that there was something wrong with that darn pack of ribs. I was so irritated. And in my mind, I'm like, there's nothing I can do. It was the last one. And to walk back over there and to tell her, well, now what else do you want? And I'm already at the register and I'm halfway done checking out. For this tiny bit of money, I'm like, oh no, get me out of here. So maybe that'll be the title of this video, dried out ribs. Sounds like a good title. Oh Lord. Oh, and I forgot to mention this building that I have to deliver the water to, it's on the 2nd floor. Man, oh man, it doesn't get any better. I should have skipped over this one. This is just outrageous. How long has it been now? It's currently 8:39, because I can see now. Let me look, since I have accepted this order. It's 8:39, and I accepted this order at 7:34. So it's already been over an hour. So we're at an hour, about an hour and 5 minutes, an hour and 10 minutes already. Oh shoot. All right, let's just get this over with. Well, hell's bells. Hell's bells, the doctor smells. Whew, $5.26, Uber Eats, 8 miles now. I am so winded. I'm like trying to figure out how to tell you guys what happened at that delivery. As I try to catch my breath. Well, the good news, she tipped me $10. So we are now well within our goal. Uber Eats, $5.32, 5.1 miles now. We are now well within our goal of $75 today. Well within it. I think, well, you can see the total below. So we're just like maybe a couple of dollars away from $75. Maybe we are actually at $75 already. I don't know, but we're footloose and fancy free, but we are worn out. We got our asses handed to us. So yeah, she didn't say anything about the ribs because she didn't know, and she was just happy that I was able to find her those ribs. So she was very appreciative of that. Although I couldn't bear to tell her about the problem with the ribs, so she's gonna have to find out on her own. Now the good news is that she theoretically has enough ribs for her dinner party, because that's what she had to tell me her whole life story. She's like, these are for a dinner party of mine. And so she had originally ordered 4 pounds of ribs. So she wanted 2 Uber Eats, $4.06, 3 miles now. She wanted originally 2 packs of ribs, each one being 2 pounds. So she really wanted 4 pounds of ribs. And the particular value pack that she got contained 5 pounds of ribs. So in theory, she still has enough ribs to have for her dinner party, because she really only wanted 4 pounds of ribs and she got an extra pound. So even though a couple of them might be a little dried out, throw a little extra barbecue sauce on them and serve them to the people you like least at your dinner party. There's an idea. I don't know what to tell you. And then when I got up there, she asked me, did you double check the milk to make sure it's not expired? And I'm like, yeah, I checked. So, and I did check. It didn't expire, I think, until like the 24th or something like that. Uber Eats, $6.70, 12.8 miles now. So that's the good news. The good news is that, and the other good news is that she'll most likely just set the ribs inside her refrigerator, and she'll just pull the plastic off. Uber Eats, $15.06 for 18 miles now. She'll more than likely just shove them in the fridge, and when it's time to prepare them, she's just gonna rip the plastic off. And then when she sees that some of them are dry, she'll just think the person that packed the meat set them in dry. $4.51, 8.2 miles now. More than likely. And then she'll just be mad at the butcher. And she should be mad at the butcher, because there was no way for me to see the exposed ribs. When you got that clear plastic on top of the ribs, it looks like it's completely covering. You would have no idea. In fact, I'm sure the meat packer, when he put the plastic on, he was tired, but he probably thought that the plastic completely covered the meat as well. So there. That's all I have to say about those damn ribs. Let's move on from that subject. Yeah, so it's good news. We're on our way to the goal already, and it's not even 9 a.m. We have 2 hours left in the shift, and we only got to make a few dollars more. So, but I'm looking forward to getting home and washing the greasy sweat off of my face and just catching my breath. You know what I'm saying? That was something else. That was a convergence of all these different bad things that all came together. They just sort of all smashed as one. And just the ultimate topper was just the app failing on me. That was just what set me spinning, because that never happened before. I'm trying to think in my memory of all the years of doing this, has that ever happened? The only time it's ever happened is when I didn't have cell phone service. So let's say I was up in Anthem and there was no cell phone service. So the app would malfunction because it couldn't communicate with the internet. That's the only time I've ever had that problem where it did this to me during the whole process of picking this stuff up and getting an address to deliver. So yeah, so that's what it set my stress level really high, because I was not able to manipulate the app. So I don't know, these things now, that's going to be a part of my memory of things that if it happens again, I mean, I'm pretty much going to do exactly what I did before. $20.50 to go to the strip for 15 miles. That ain't gonna happen. Yeah, now that this has happened, it's now a part of my mental database of things that can possibly happen. So now I know in the future, just don't even panic. Just shut the app down and wait. Shut the app down, start back up, and just park somewhere and wait. And that's all you can do, because there was absolutely nothing I could have done. I didn't have any addresses. I had no way of contacting Doordash. I had nothing. So all I could do was what I did, park and wait. So I just got to realize that that's all I can do, and wait it out. And whatever happens to their food happens to their food. They'll just have to, if there's something that was spoiled or melted, they'll just have to contact Doordash to deal with it. $6.52 for 10 miles. No. Yeah, that's about all I can say about, avoiding that situation again. And then the other convergence of bad things that happened in that order was that both deliveries were to apartments. And they were both to apartments that were in large complexes that I did not have mapped out in my Google Maps. So I had no idea where the buildings were. For both buildings, I had to go scout. I had to actually go out without the groceries and find the apartments. And the apartments were not near where you park. They were both deep into the apartment complex, away from the parking where you would park. So it was quite a long walk. You saw me with that flatbed cart in the water. I was carting that sucker all over the place before I got to those damn stairs that I had to climb. Man. So it was a convergence of all bad things. The only thing that could have been worse was that there could have been a flash flood that could have swept my car away. Other than that, it was a good delivery. All right, well, we're almost back to home base. I'll let you know. All right, I went back home and I got myself refreshed, washed my face, had some ice cold sliced pears, huge cup of water, ice cold, that reset me, got my body temperature back down, changed the battery on my key fob, got that all taken care of, got myself a brand new box of Kleenex, I'm reset there. And now we're on our way to Pink Box. We got an UberEats, $9.62 for 5.9 miles. And it's only 9:34 in the morning. My gosh, we've already gone. With this one, we'll go past our goal already. And we're on our way to the land of $80. We're going to go hit the $80. And we haven't done that in a long time. I can't even remember when. So even though it was a terrible delivery day, it's been good in regards to the money. So I guess that's the main thing. I guess. I guess. All right, we got our order. We're making our way. We're going to be going 11 minutes from here, 4.9 miles. Looks like a house and it's a leave at the door. Let's get going. I think I'm going the wrong way. That's Murphy for you. Let's see if I can correct my trajectory, or maybe the map will update. No, it's telling me to make a U-turn. Now I've increased the distance significantly. Gosh darn it. I wonder why it wants me to go this way. Now it's saying 5.5 miles and I just barely went a tiny distance. I'm trying to figure out why it's having me go this direction. Yeah, I don't know. Well, at any rate, now it's 5.5 miles to our destination. Let's see if I manually enter it into Google Maps, if it gives me better directions. It says it's 3.5 miles if I use the Google Map way. No, now it says 5 miles. Well, I guess we're gonna have to go this way. We just went the wrong way and now it's gonna take us longer. Not that it really matters. I mean, how much of a difference could have it been? We basically just went a block out of our way. I don't think it could add that many more miles. Oh, and this light unfortunately is very long. This is what I get. I thought I saw on the map that it wanted me to take St. Rose Parkway all the way down, but I guess not. I guess because both Google Maps and UberEats maps say the same thing. They say I'm supposed to go the other way, so it's not even showing me an option, like, you know, an alternative direction to go. It's pretty much saying that the way to go is to make a U-turn, and a U-turn we shall make. Here we go. Back we go, everyone. Oh, and then the guy inside Pink Box, he helped me right away. There was a long line of people, but I guess my body language showed that I was not being intimidating to him. I was just kind of like looking at the wall, standing in the spot where all the delivery drivers stand, and I wasn't making any kind of fuss. And he must have been the kind of person who looks for people who don't pressure him to hurry up, and he found that to be a positive thing, so he helped me right away, which was awesome. You just never know what type of person is on the other side of the counter. Sometimes you'll get people who are only receptive if you're aggressive, and then there are some people that have the opposite kind of mentality where they actually resent the aggressive type of people, and they'll slow them down purposely because they feel like they are violating their space by being so assertive. And then they actually will look for people who are much more passive and be like, oh, look at this nice driver. He's not rushing me to hurry up with those donuts. I think I'll help him right away. Yeah, human beings are very interesting. They're so different. There's no two people that are really the same. Everybody kind of falls into buckets, types of people. We can say we're all in different types. I'm more of an introverted intellectual type, and with extrovert tendencies. But it's interesting to see how everybody's different. In high school, I was considered to be the artsy, I guess the artistic loner or artistic reject. I guess that's what I fell into, because I hung around. Most of my friends in high school would be classified as nerds or rejects, as far as the type of people I hung out with. They were smart, but they didn't like people, and I was artsy and I didn't like people. And I don't know if I considered myself smart. I guess I did. I guess I was smart. I got this far in life. I guess I was smart too, but I was more on the artistic side. I used to just spend most of my time drawing and painting, and didn't socialize much. And then I was always gravitating towards people that were similar to that. Isn't that funny in high school how you just gravitate? Although in elementary school, I was friends with everybody. But then as you hit puberty, you notice that during junior high and high school, or middle school and high school, that's when you start to diverge and you fall into these buckets. It's like something happens in the puberty stage that forces you to be wedged into buckets. And in elementary school, that's not the case at all. In elementary school, everybody's friends. We're all just hanging out, except for, if there's like a bully, like there's a mean guy or a mean bully girl. For the most part, we're all just tra-la-lawing through elementary school. And then you hit middle school and all that puberty comes out. And then everybody segregates. Men and women separate from each other. And all this weird stuff starts to happen, which is a shame, but it's just the way it is. It's just the way of human beings to do such things. All right, well, 7 minutes to go, 3.3 miles. I saw on the business channel that they're still going to keep interest rates, or the treasury rates, or whatever that rate is that guy comes up and talks about on the business channel. They're going to leave the rates unchanged. So, and they're saying that they could possibly will lower the rates, which will help mortgages and certificates of deposit, and all things that relate to loans, that they're going to bring it down a little bit, probably more than likely just 0.25% by the end of the year, because they're saying that inflation is now receding back, which I don't know if I noticed any kind of inflation receding back from my perspective. Everything still seems too gosh darn high. But I guess people in the workforce, not DoorDash delivery drivers, but regular corporate people that work regular full-time jobs, their pay has significantly increased to compensate for the inflation. So good for them. Maybe that'll eventually trickle down to us delivery drivers, and we'll see greater increases. Maybe someday we'll make more than $20 an hour on average. Maybe someday we'll make $21. Oh, we can only dream of a day where we make $1 more an hour. This job is so funny. Let me know in the comments if you're missing seeing the neighborhoods. I haven't been showing any houses because of that. One person made a comment about the videos didn't seem as interesting once I got into neighborhood communities.
Turn right on
Let me know if you're missing seeing the houses. Maybe it's to most viewers, houses are just houses, so they're just like, enough with the houses. We don't need to see them. Because you also notice that if I turn the camera away from me, I'm basically talking about whatever I'm seeing on the screen. So because the camera's on me, my mind is able to to make conversation, because I see that I'm on camera. It's like I'm on the stage. It's like I'm standing upon the stage. So it's time for me to speak. But if I turn the camera to the someone's crossing the street. Should I wait? Nah. She's far enough away. I won't hit her. She's fine. Yeah, if the camera's turned towards the neighborhoods, then I find like I have to talk about what the camera is looking at. So I've got to narrate the houses. I got to talk, look at over here on the left. This beautiful house here on the left looks like a great house to move into. I would like to live in a house like that, because that's what I'm seeing on the screen. So it affects my the topic of my conversation. And then if it's on me, I just feel like, well, you guys are all looking at me, so I imagine myself like on a stage. UberEats, $6.23, 6.6 miles. No, I imagine myself kind of like on a stage, and you guys are watching me on the stage. So I'm talking to you guys about whatever comes to mind. I'm doing that stream of consciousness thing. UberEats, $10.83 for 3.9 miles. We're accepting that. That's a goodie. All right, we got that in the kitty. And we're still proceeding to drop off these darn donuts. I've got to just watch out for these cars that don't stop in this area. you have to allow for cars to pass through. Like, I have to yield to everybody when I come into this community. I don't know why they set it up that way,
then turn left on Iris
but they
Place
did.
Avenue.
This is we're up in Anthem, and in this particular, you have to watch the signs. Like, they'll have these yellow signs below the stop signs that say cross traffic doesn't stop. And then sometimes in some places they don't have anything. So you really got to keep your eyes peeled. You really do. All right, so I'm making a left here, it says. And then it says it's going to be on the left.
Drop off on the left.
Yeah, that's what you're saying, lady. Let's see if you're right. Yeah, it's this house right here. Excellent. All right, let's drop it off. An easy drop off. Now we're trying to figure out how the heck to get to this
Turn left on Javonda Avenue.
how to get to this
Firenze.
what is it again? It's Roberto's taco shop. I'm not exactly sure. I'm trying to remember where the Roberto's taco shop is. Oh yeah, I know where it is. It's in the Albertson Shopping Center. It came to me. I figured it out. All right, so we're on our way. 4 minutes away, 1.5 miles to the Roberto's to pick up an order. Ladies and gentlemen, that is our next stop, Roberto's Taco Shop. I think I'm losing weight. I noticed when I got out of the car, my shorts almost fell. I don't know if I needed. I started wearing a belt again because the shorts were getting so loose, and I got on the scale. Oh, this is another cross traffic doesn't stop.
Then turn right on Viaduct Firenze.
I got on the scale and it looked like I had dropped about 10 pounds since the last time I weighed myself. I'm not a fanatic about weighing myself. I just I do it whenever it comes to mind. I'm like, oh, it's been a while since I weighed myself, so I'll throw myself up there. Then I make like a mental memory of where I was at, like
right
the last time I did it. So I'm not too serious about it. I think when you get older, you're supposed to have a little bit more weight on you anyway. It's actually the opposite of when you're young. When you're older, it's healthier to have a little bit more weight on you than to be too thin. I'm not exactly sure why. Maybe it has something to do with bones, or I don't know. I'm not exactly sure why they say that. I just remember reading that on some website, that as you get older, your average BMI should be a little bit higher than it would be in your 20s or 30s. So I'm like, okay, that sounds good to me. Less work to try to get back to that high school weight. I don't mind. I think all through my life, my weight has always fluctuated. I've always been considered husky because I go heavy, thin, heavy, thin, heavy, thin. And I don't know. I never really gave it a whole lot of paid it a lot of mind. I don't think that was I don't think that was my issue in my life. I think what was my big issue had to do more so with being mixed race, ethnicity. That was always a hot button topic for me, was my ethnicities, because of the environment that I grew up in. You want to fit in when you're young, and then you feel like, well, I don't even fit. I don't even look like anybody. I don't even look like anybody in my family. I look like nobody. So you feel like an outcast. You don't feel like you fit in. So I think that was my issue, more so than anything about weight. Weight, I don't think, was very relevant. It's much harder for women. Boy, women have it hard. That whole issue of weight is like top of the mind. They put so much pressure on women for weight. It's not even funny. It's not even fair that they do it. But nothing in life is fair. You get all these situations you get sucked into, and you just do the best you can. It's like when you start a new job and nobody treats you with any courtesy, because you're new, and they just think you know what the hell you're doing, and they wonder like how you got the job, and they're criticizing you behind your back, all this crap. So yeah, and that's not fair, but that's just life. You gotta just push everything in life. You just gotta push push your way through it and get to the other side. Just like when you're born, you're pushing yourself out of that womb trying to be born, and you spend the rest of your life pushing and pushing just to keep going through life and hope you don't sink under the waters of life. All right, we're here at Roberto's. That's it for our philosophical conversations. Oh, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. I'm just gonna park. Alright, well, we got the stuff. And of course there's this huge truck next to us, and he's loading or finishing unloading his truck, and I'm right here, and there's a blind spot, and somebody could just crash right into me at any moment. And of course this is a busy area. Oh my god. There's just nothing ever flows smooth today. Everything is just, you gotta really watch out. You gotta watch out, everybody, or you're gonna end up in a bad situation. Woo woo woo. Toot toot. All right, we're going 5 minutes from here, 2.1 miles. It's a house. It's a meet at the door. How exciting. I don't normally meet anybody at the door in this part of town. Everybody is so antisocial. This is a rare treat. All right, and it's a house. I already told you that. And yeah, I told you just meet at the door. All right, let's go. Time is currently 10:05 a.m. We may have time to do one more after this. And then that's gonna do her, because we're way up here in Anthem, and I have to allot time to get back to home base because now I'm sticking to my 6 a.m. to 11 a.m. shift, because we've already hit the goal. There's no reason for me to push myself any harder than I have today, especially because it was a particularly difficult day. Oh man, was it difficult. It was hard today. It was not fun. I don't think I would categorize today as a fun day. It was a good day for money and a bad day for stress. Stress can wear you out, you know. Whenever bad stuff happens, the stress cuts into you like a knife and takes your energy level down. Like your battery, it's like when you're driving or you're trying to use your battery in the hot desert sun or in freezing cold weather, the battery will start to deplete and not be as efficient, because the environment is stressing the battery out. That's what's happened to me today. I had that app situation with those 2 grocery orders, and it just sucked my battery down. It brought my battery down a couple of notches. So now I'm just wanting this day to just be over. Wanting and praying for that 11 o'clock hour to come so I can give this app the royal kick in the ass and say goodbye. I am done for the day.
Turn right on Duvernay Avenue.
We're almost there. I could describe this neighborhood to you, or I could show it to you.
Then turn right on Starling Summit.
But I'm trying not to show neighborhoods because I want to see how the video turns out, and I don't know till I review it. If it's a better video by me not showing the neighborhoods. Oh God, I feel like I'm going cuckoo right now. All right, we're almost there, just 0.1 miles, and the person's watching us. I see the blue icon. That means they're hungry. They're hungry for Roberto's. They're like, when's he coming? I'm hungry. Hurry up, guy. Hurry up and bring me my food. It's like, just wait at the curb if you're that hungry. I can just throw it to you outside the window.
Drop off.
Let's see. It looks like it's this one right here on the right. Yep, this one on the right. Let me just pull it over. All right, let's do it. Oh, it's heavy. Hello.
Hey, thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. No problem.
Have a great day.
Have a great day. Take care.
You.
Bye-bye.
You too.
Okay, that's all dropped off. It was a very nice person. They were very appreciative. And they didn't even wait for me to knock on the door. They knew I was coming. And they opened the door. I handed them the food. And they said thank you. And then I said thank you. And then I walked away. And then I got in the car. And then I turned the camera on. And now I'm talking to you. And here we are. Here we are. All together again. All together. See how loopy I'm getting? Because I'm so tired. I'm so tired from that crazy experience today. It's making me loopy. Now I'm just gonna start saying a lot of stupid stuff, and you guys will be on the comments going, "Yeah, keep getting tired. Your videos are so much more entertaining when you're exhausted." Oh Lord. It's like, what can you do? You can just I always try to do these videos like they're almost like a live stream with the decorations on them. Is that what I say? You know, with the images, you know, you can see all the cool text and dollar amounts, but it's like a live stream. You're almost like you're watching like the news, like you're watching TV on news. I'm live on channel 6. And you're watching me live. That's the kind of effect that these videos try to do. Give you that sense that I'm live streaming, but I've reviewed it and added enhanced graphics to make it a more pleasurable experience. I think that's what these videos are trying to do. I mean, that's my guess. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I try to make them informative, but I try to also make them where they feel very authentic when you're watching it. Because you see a lot of these videos that people make, and they're only like 10 minutes long, and they just jump to like the huge dollar amounts they made at the end of the day after you watched it for 10 minutes. And you know, they show you a couple of doors, you know, a couple of porches, and they show you maybe a restaurant or two or a store or two, and you know, they show you some big dollar amounts, and then it ends. And so I'm sure when you watch them, you're wondering what I'm wondering. I'm like, did they really make that amount of money, or are they just trying to generate views by getting people to watch their videos so that they can somehow emulate what they're doing because they want to make a lot of money too? You know, it's kind of like, you know, in those old days where they would have those commercials on TV and the person would say like, do you want to be rich? All you got to do is call this number. Call 976-GET-RICH. And we'll tell you the secret on how to become an instant millionaire overnight. That's what some of these other videos I see, not that they directly say those things, but they kind of imply it by the nature of the videos themselves. By their dollar earnings are so high that it makes you feel inferior. You're like, well, why are my dollars so low and this person's dollars are so high? What am I doing wrong? So I think in my videos, I just try to create a more realistic reality of what's happening. Like if I have a good day and I make a lot of money, you can see in the video, it's not a common occurrence. It doesn't happen every day. So you get to say, wow, you know, that is more realistic, because that happens to me too. I also have days where I make a lot of money, and then of course you have a lot of days where you just make mediocre money. So I try to show that too, and that gives people a more authentic, I personally believe, not that maybe because sometimes I tell myself, well, maybe I'm doing something wrong. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not doing it right. Maybe there's people out there that have winning strategies, but I don't think so. I mean, I see the offers just like everybody else. The only difference is my acceptance rate isn't as high, but I have in the past, way in the distant past, they do the reset. They tell you, for one time only, DoorDash goes, for one time only, we'll reset your acceptance rate to 100%. So you can see just how much money you'd make if you were a high level delivery person. So I have experienced that before, but that didn't last more than a couple of days, because the kind of offers they were sending, like there'd be a really good offer, and then there'd be those stupid offers, $2 for 1 mile. And it would be considered a high-end offer because it was double the miles for the money. $2 for 1 mile. That's a joke. Or they send the $4 one. $4 offer because you're a high-level person on DoorDash. We're gonna send you a $4 offer for 2 miles. It's like, I used to get those anyway. There's no difference. So that's when I realized it's better just to do what I'm doing and have a low acceptance rate, and then just get what I get. But everybody's doing what they're doing in this job, and I wish everybody the best of luck, because we're all just here trying to collect dollars. We're out here driving for dollars is what we're doing. You ever $2.75 DoorDash 1.1 miles? No. You ever see that show in the old days, Bowling for Dollars? That's an old show. That's like from the 1970s. It used to be in LA. It was on Channel 9, and people would bowl, and they'd get money if they got so many points bowling. And it was a popular show for a while back when bowling was really big. Look it up on YouTube. Maybe they have something called, look it up. It's Bowling for Dollars. Maybe at least they have the intro. Man, that was an old show. It just came to my mind right now. I don't know why. All right, well, we still got a long ways to go. Found out that the Price is Right, the TV show The Price is Right, it used to be with what's the guy's name? Bob Barker. Yeah, it used to be with Bob Barker, but he passes excuse me, he retired and then he passed away. And then Drew Carey replaced him. And now Drew Carey is the host of The Price is Right. And he's been doing it for long enough now where I'm sure most people don't even remember Bob Barker anymore. They just remember Drew Carey. But anyway, that show's going to be going on the road. They're going to be traveling to different cities. And I guess they're coming to my town, I think sometime at the end of the year. And they announced that, you could buy tickets now and get a chance to win prizes and be on the show. This is $9.75 for 5.5 miles, Albertsons, but it's a shop, and it's also, you got to pick up groceries. That's too much. That's too much work for that tiny bit of money. So I'm declining it. Yeah, so that's coming to town. And in my mind, I thought, wow, maybe I should go. That would be kind of fun. But then I thought, no, that's a lot of work. And then I'd have to take time off. And I'm like, nah, it's not going to be that exciting. I remember back in the day, Howard Stern, the guy from the radio. This was a long time ago. This was back in the 90s. He came out with a book. I think it was called Private Parts. I think the name of it was. And so he was coming to town, and he was going to do a book signing. And so I had a friend who was a big fan, and I was a fan too. I enjoyed his radio show. And we had to camp overnight and wait because the line was so long. There were so many people. So you had to get in line the night before, which we did. And we camped out overnight. And it was freezing cold. And we had to wait in line to get the book signed from Howard Stern. And so I camped out with my friend overnight. And he was supposed to start signing books like at around, I think it was like 7 a.m. the next day. And what was funny was that at 11 a.m. that day, I had a job interview. So there I am, camping out overnight. And this, you got to remember, I'm only in my 20s. So when you're young, you're so stupid. You're not thinking about anything but like whatever's happening in the moment. So I looked at my watch and I realized I was not going to make my job interview in time if I stayed any longer. So I never got my book signed. I actually told my friend I have to go to the job interview. And don't ask me what job it was. I don't even remember because it's so long ago. I don't even remember what the job was. I don't know if I got the job. All I remember, see, this is what happens when you're old too. Everything becomes just like a blur and almost irrelevant. But all I remember was the experience of camping out overnight in the freezing cold just to have Howard Stern sign my book, which of course now at my age, I would never do such a thing. But when you're young, you do stupid things. Young people do stupid things just for the experience because you're young and everything's exciting. Well, folks, we're out of time. I'm turning off the apps. There's no way in hell I'm going to do anything else. We're so close to it being time, it's not even funny. So I'm turning them off now. Oh, I didn't close out my delivery from the previous person. Whoops. Well, that was bad. I've done that. That's the second time this week I've done that, where I forgot to close out somebody's order and we're just cruising along. Oh, well, it happens. That's life. I told you I was tired. Oh, this person just cut in front of me without even signaling. What a jerk. You really got to watch out for these people. They are out of control. Hang on, everybody. We're going to be doing the wrap up real quick. Yeah, this guy didn't even look. He just jumped over into my lane as I was signaling to get into the next lane. And he just cut me off. What was I saying? Oh, we're wrapping up. Yeah, we're wrapping up, everybody. Throw up the numbers. Look above and look below. You can see we did excellent today. We made lots of money. And we had a lot of active time today because I was barely home at all today. So I know for sure we had a lot of active time. And so the online time and the active time are probably very similar to each other. Then look below. You can see the total lifetime deliveries that we did. And you could also see acceptance rate, cancellation rate. You can see how popular I am with the customers and how many high scores they gave me for my delivery skills. And yeah, I think that's everything. So thank you all so much for watching once again. Thanks for staying loyal viewers to the Vegas Ride Along channel. I much appreciate it. I appreciate the extra $8 to $10 I earn from making these videos every day. Even though I put in probably about 3 hours every day making them, it's the thought that counts. All right, everybody, take care, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.